Hello and welcome back to Fallout 3. Today we're going to cover a weapon that I missed. It's the Alien Blaster. It's not really that useful. Yes, it is the most damage dealing weapon in the game to my knowledge, but its limited usability and the fact that most of the things, like there's no certain enemy that screams, I need an Alien Blaster to take care of. I need more damage. There's the spike from the behemoths, but the Alien Blaster isn't enough to make a noticeable difference on those. You probably want mini nukes for those. So it's not really a useful weapon, it's mostly a collector's weapon. I did put a point into the perk for one-handed weapon accuracy and VATS just for the Alien Blaster, and also for Plasma Pistol, so technically it is good to pick this one up, but I don't really find a point in it. Also, there is an Enclave camp over here that's available to respawn and give you more resources if you need it. We're back at Vault 92. Over here is the alien crash ship. You can see sort of this ring on the map over here. And just follow the sort of the road patterns and put your marker here to go look for it. Also, the spot is between Vault 92, Oasis, and over here. Just draw yourself a triangle. Not exactly equal distance, probably a third from Vault 92 and 2/3 from Oasis. But yeah, let's just go ahead and loot these guys first. These things are always good. Energy cells, flamer fuel. We'll leave the flamer. Without bullets, these guys can't make use of it anyways. Also, what I've noticed is Enclave officers also give you a large number of health, or a large number of EXP, even though they're very squishy compared to the standard Enclave soldiers, because they're not armored. Either that or have low health. See, Wastelander. Oh, I guess they've been Feral Ghoul. Ugh. I can't tell if the Ghoul did the murdering or the Enclave. Yeah, I can just walk up and tank all of that, because I have good builds, right? It's also nice to be able to one-hit Enclave soldiers on crit, and also one-hit most raiders standard and like not crit. Let's see, laser rifle, wine. And also, speaking of raiders, raiders is a good place to level up because they seem to give a lot of 30 EXP drops, and a good place to farm raiders is Bethesda Ruins, which is down here. We got our lockpicking bobblehead there, so that's a nice place to farm EXP if you're missing any. Now, if you're playing the game by yourself and you're just going for completion or just playing whatever, then you shouldn't have any problems with leveling. You shouldn't need to level. I'm leveling because I'm only covering things that are good for builds, and also like a couple of quests that I feel like I have a... I guess I just feel like I want to cover those for my own records. But other than that, there's not really much to do. And even covering only those quests, we're still at level 17, almost level 18, with only one round to clear on Bethesda Ruins, as well as... I think there was something else. Anyways, there's supposed to be an event of a crash over here, but I haven't seen it yet. It's supposed to happen as you walk up to it. I think something there is actually shooting. It's a giant rat scorpion. It's great. I think I'll have to take care of that. Oh, there's the Protectron. Protectron's dead. Okay, I got rid of that. I think that actually covered up the event. But I've never seen the event before. I have scouted the area before, and I've never seen the actual event crash. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe it's a myth. Just like these aliens who actually do exist. Because, you know, we're looting their gear right now. That's why they exist. You will get rads, but you know what? I don't really care about rads at this point. I don't know if the rads go away after. Now, some of these alien power cells will be hard to pick up, especially this one. You can see my cursor's right over it, and like that one seems cooperative. But like, look at this one. This one's not really letting me pick it up. Just be patient and... Oh, some just fell through the floor. That's great. You know, We love Fallout for what it is, just like we love Skyrim for what it is. You pick up your crap and you leave. Apparently you can't loot this guy. Just weird. But yeah, now we can technically replace our plasma pistol with the alien blaster. I will do a demo of the alien blaster. I'll take it out. It looks like this, and I guess you can't see it on the full map. When it shoots like that. Now, in terms of VATS, it will sound different because VATS is slowed down, which also makes me think that the game is played with a different experience if you do manual aiming all the time, because all the weapons would sound different. But yeah, let's go find something to kill in VATS as well, which, judging by all the crap in the wastelands, it shouldn't be too hard. And why am I still taking rad damage? Am I taking rad damage just holding this thing? Am I like permanently raz damaged? No, no. But yeah, one of the things I don't like about the alien blaster is we have our hotkeys set up in a way that's sort of each weapon fills its role. And replacing the small gun with this alien blaster, if you think about the alien blaster, it's a very hard hitting weapon. I like my plasma pistol to finish off that 1 health left on an enemy that the plasma rifle didn't finish. The alien blaster sort of replaces that role, and we're gonna need something to band-aid that up. Also, if we have the alien blaster, then we can't have we just don't have enough space for something else. If you take a look at my hotkeys, all I can sort of fit it, the only slot left is 8 down here beside the stim. And I don't really use my grenades. That's why I like to keep the bottom row sort of free. If I accidentally hit stim, then that's not a fun time. It's just wasting stim. Even though, in terms of item, with 8, I haven't bought a single stim pack since I started playing, and right now we're sitting at 96. So technically it's not a big deal, but I don't like wasting stim. And I guess we'll test the alien blaster on the Scorpion with standard plasma pistol with 2 crits. We managed to kill it in 4 hits. And with the alien blaster, 2 guaranteed crits, blue flame ashing, very nice, and I guess it turns into a standard ash pile, and the sound is a little bit different. Anyways, that concludes the alien blaster demo, and back to the game. I did pick up Grim Reaper Sprint off camera, so right now I am level 20. In terms of what I'm willing to do, this is about as full build as I want to get. In terms of skills, we're sitting at big guns 80, energy weapons 100, lockpicking and science within boostable range, repair 100 unboosted, small guns 98, but that's 100 because of the power armor we're wearing. That's lowering our agility by 1, which in turn lowers our small guns by 2. Sneak is 67, speech 92. So you can see there's 3 skills that I haven't planned on leveling up: speech, sneak, and big gun. So definitely the build is not very tight in that you can build whatever you want. Unlike the Skyrim system where you stop leveling when you're done leveling your skills, this game sort of levels up very quickly, and I haven't needed to do a lot of grinding, even though I would consider I'm pretty content light, in that if you take a look at the map over here, most of it is still empty. Like, there's a couple of things in DC over here. Spread out here is a couple of quest locations, and most of this is still unexplored. So I would say I'm pretty content light. So in terms of builds, what are my last thoughts on the build and how to build in Fallout 3? Really, you shouldn't. This game isn't like Skyrim in the sense where building is beneficial. Like, you won't see much return on building. Mostly what it's trying to do, like more than the Skyrim sense, it's trying to tell a story. It's trying to sell the world. And that's basically something that, you know, doesn't really work well with me. It doesn't really work well with the whole idea of building. Would I say Fallout is a bad game? No, I would say Fallout is a good game. Would I say I would ever record blindly Fallout? Like, is Fallout good in for recording blindly? No. That's not something that's good. It's something that's good for you to sort of go in with a walkthrough so you don't miss any of the important shit and play by yourself. And the reason I say that is because then you can take your time with things and not look like an idiot when you miss things, and there's a lot of stuff to do. Also, if you try to go into one of these recordings with the goal of getting something accomplished in a certain amount of time, then you're going to be having a very, very bad time. So that's basically my summary of, I guess, Fallout and last thoughts about it. We're just gonna finish the game. As you can see, damage output. This is just basically a 100 energy weapons build with the laser, with the alien laser. So it doesn't really even matter for our build. That's actually behind me, I think. Yeah, there's one of you behind me. I have to find you. But yeah, that's my last thoughts on Fallout. I will post my final builds in terms of the perks and stuff. I guess I'm gonna pick up the microfusion cells. I'll post the perks and stuff that I took in the comments below, and for my own records, I'll leave a file where I keep these recordings. But yeah, just to show off the perks that we picked. First of all, Action Boy. This is VATS accuracy. Actually, you know what? You can just see the list. I don't have to explain these. Any Fallout veteran will probably know. One thing I do like to mention is Grim Reaper Sprint. It's really, really nice in that you can sort of reset your AP in a sort of an area with lots of enemies. If you have, say, a Super Mutant Master, let's assume for a second that we can't kill it off with one volley of bats. What we can do is target the Super Mutant Master once or twice, kill the Super Mutant, the standard one, beside him to reset, and then finish him off with a volley of bats. So that's a useful thing to use Grim Reaper Sprint for. And here and now, again, we don't have to pick this. I picked this to cut out on some of the grinding. I actually did level 19 to 20, so I got the most out of this perk that I can. And you can skip this. There's still room to improve in that we can still pick up intense training and we can pick up more health. I think it's either 10 or 20 health, but since we have a total of 480, it won't make a world of difference. So I'm perfectly fine with here and now right now. Life Giver is good. Mysterious Stranger is the other one. I think I briefly mentioned this in one of the previous videos. Stranger is, I would say it scales well with difficulty in that the higher the difficulty is, the less likely your VATS volley will kill something. So the Stranger will proc more. If you have this difficulty that I'm playing on, the Stranger just doesn't show up because you finish everything in a volley anyways. And when playing on normal, if you get the Grim Reaper Sprint, then you're just resetting your AP all the time, which means Stranger kind of worthless by the time you get Grim Reaper Sprint, but I believe it'll be much more useful on the higher difficulty. When it does show up, it shows up pretty well, and he doesn't just fire one shot, he actually fires a lot of shots, and considering how he's using a Scope 44 Magnum, he does dish out a lot of damage, and I feel like unless it's a behemoth, he will finish it off for you, which I think the perk actually says that. With Deadly Efficiency, it doesn't say he'll guarantee a kill, I think. Yeah. Anyways, that sort of covers what the perks that I took are, and like any thoughts that change as I've been playing through this. So let's just go ahead and finish the game right now. I'll turn on the Pip-Boy lights, and I think, yeah, you picked up a plasma rifle, so good for you. Oh, did we loot this? That looks unlooted. Which is fine, I guess. I miss those all the time. Also, I've not really been stimming that much. I think on one of the loading screens it told me I stimmed around 24 times. And in terms of items, even with my bad looting habits from Skyrim and making my own potions, we are sitting at 98 stim packs, just barely not breaking 100. So yeah, supplies on normal, very plentiful. I believe it'll change on higher difficulties, but I feel like I don't want to record. I might go ahead and play it by myself, but I won't record playing on the harder difficulties. It just seems like Skyrim is more like replay friendly, whereas this is something you just sort of play once.
There's nothing to.
I'm gonna enjoy killing you.
I'm afraid. But this is the path you choose for yourself. Tell your father I said hello.
Still full of himself when we've insta-gibbed all his friends. We actually can't insta-give that. Yep, he turned around. Alright, so we'll insta-give that one to scare him off a little, and then we'll insta-give him on the head. That one over there, it didn't say that it'll kill him in one hit. I guess his one shot will sort of miss a little bit of health, but alien laser, it always crits. I think if you're running like one luck out of VATS, then it might not crit if your condition is poor. But for all intents and purposes, it always crits. That's why it's like the damage output is more than what it says in VATS, whereas usually it's a little bit less than what it says in VATS. And also the better criticals. That's something that's very useful for the alien laser. Let's just go ahead, kill that. See, one hit, that says 2. And I know I queued up 2. And there I give him as well. Actually, I ashed him. This thing doesn't give people. Where's the other one? Oh, we'll be careful not to kill her. Another thing about builds that I like to mention before finishing the game is that all the final perks, these are very, very strong perks. The Grim Reaper Sprint, better criticals, and even the aiming one, which I forgot what it is. But yeah, mostly better criticals and Grim Reaper Sprint. These are very strong perks. But it feels like from the last time that we leveled up, I think that's around level 12, there's a big gap where the enemies sort of leveled up, but we didn't get an increase in power. So while we did get some really strong perks at the end, in the end it doesn't really matter because it feels like the final 2 strong perks are to make up for the fact that you let the enemy level a lot. So I would still suggest sort of locking at level 12 and doing the missions, or if you're planning to do everything anyways, just level up to 20. You're not losing much, so again, there's not much point in building.
We're both here. What's going on?
I've been monitoring the equipment remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility has been damaged during the fighting. Some of it looks accidental, some of it may have been sabotage. There's pressure building up in the holding tanks. It needs to be released now, or else the whole facility could explode. To release the pressure, you're going to have to turn the purifier on. Do you understand me? It has to be turned on now. If I'm reading this right, I'm afraid there are lethal levels of radiation inside the chamber. I'm sorry. I wish there was some other way, but there's just no time. It has to be done now, or the damage will be catastrophic.
Well, so much for celebrating. One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on. And whoever does it isn't coming back out. Not exactly how I imagined going out, you know? So, what should we do? Draw straws?
Is there actually an option to draw straws? I don't think there is. I'll do it.
You're going to have to be quick about it. If the radiation is bad enough, you won't have much time. I won't forget what you've done here. No one will. Thank you.
Technically, I can survive it. I don't even think this thing scales with difficulty. Your rad resist. So let's go ahead and we'll take our rad X, rad resist plus rad away. We'll put on the stim, and hopefully we'll do it right this time. Oh, great. I thought I got stuck at the door. 21-6, am I right? 2. 1. No, that's 9. 6. And enter. I died anyways. Oh well. We didn't fuck up the purifier this time.
If you're still there, the purifier needs to be activated now. You don't have much time left.
Did I do it right? I hope I did.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The Capital Wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child: selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues: sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved. So ends the story of the Lone Wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
And that concludes the second series. Thanks for watching. There was absolutely nothing I could have done at the end over there, because, you know, I have to die, and in order to get myself to survive, I would have to pay some money in another world to download Broken Steel.